Well, you don't need to spend a lot to get great wines. In fact, when it comes to entertaining, often the best wines are some of the least expensive and the most appealing. So here with his top picks and tips on how to serve one at your holiday party, we've got Sommelier Matt Steeves joining us once again. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And it is, right? Giving the gift of wine. It's nice to receive, and then it's nice to have a nice bottle to give.
Absolutely. It's a great thing, and it's very welcoming when someone comes into your house, whether it's impromptu or whatnot, that you have some wine on hand, you can open up a bottle, and when you go to someone's house, same thing. It's a great gesture and will definitely be used. It's not like getting a sweater that you tuck away in a closet. It will be well used. So
nice sweater, by the way.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a little bit when we talk about some of the bottles. It's interesting. We're looking at ideas. Everything that we're going to have here is going to be under $20.
Correct.
But perfect, especially when we're entertaining. So I know you have some tips for people who are entertaining. They have people coming over of what they should do. And I love some of your tips, like when people first arrive at the door.
Yeah, exactly. So what I like to do, Leanne, is have a bottle of sparkling wine, or a few actually, in a bucket of ice near the front door. I grab their coat, put it away, and then I hand them a flute of sparkling wine. It's a very welcoming way to greet people into your home, and it starts things off in a very festive manner, of course.
You're going to be in for a really good time tonight. Here's a way to start.
That's right, exactly.
So, and then despite the fact that some of you may have preferences, having both red and white on hand is important.
Yeah, great idea. You know, we were talking earlier, some people actually can't drink red wine for whatever reason. So regardless of what you're having for food, it's nice to have options, so the white and the red. And that's what I've done here. I've got some really crowd-pleasing whites and red wines that everyone is going to enjoy. These. They're all under $20, so it's a no-brainer.
Okay, let's start with some of your list, and then we'll
go on. So you know, once we get into the sparkling wine, then we're Oyster Bay Chardonnay, currently on sale too, which is nice for the holidays. And so beautiful wine, very crowd-pleasing. This is one of the top selling wines across Canada, and you can tell why. It's just great quality. $16.95, I think, right now.
I think
so.
Anytime people see an Oyster Bay bottle coming their way, they're like, this is going to be good. So
yeah,
that's a good one. And they're on sale. You were saying
that's right.
A couple of them from that area are actually really pushing for the holiday wines.
And Kim Crawford as well. So their Sauvignon Blanc is $3 off now. So, and that, it's kind of, we were talking earlier also about making one big trip to the LCBO. You go, you buy a case or two. And in terms of quantifying how much wine do you need for your dinner party, I like to say for every 2 people you need about 1 bottle. Okay, so
you do the math. Okay,
do the math so you're not short. That'd be the worst thing ever, right?
Worst thing is to run out.
To run out.
If you know the amount of people, have that on hand.
Yes, yeah, and then
one bottle for every 2 people.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some good things to think about right there. What do you have going on in this Kim Crawford
So
glass
these are wine gems. So if you're familiar with whiskey rocks, those rocks that you put in whiskey to keep it cool. So Kim Crawford with a designer, they come up with these wine gems, and they'll keep your wine cold for about an extra hour. So there's details on my website where to acquire those, but really interesting and very popular in the summer. You may not need them so much right now, but in the summer, I remember Melissa asked, is it okay to put ice in your wine? It's like, well, not really, but you can, you know, do whatever you want.
But you can use these. So
exactly.
You'd store it in the freezer.
Yeah, store them in the freezer, you drop one in.
Very nice.
Yeah, so Oyster Bay Pinot Noir, another very crowd-pleasing, lighter style red wine. This H3 Cab Sauv from Washington State, beautiful wine that's just above California, so very similar to California wines. Wolf Blass, the Entertainer. This is $15.95. This is fun in a bottle, really it is. It's like it's the Lindsay Lohan of red wines, so it's a great, and it's called the Entertainer, Wolf Blass.
Look at that, and people are familiar. I would not have known this was Wolf Blass just by the label.
Yeah.
The Entertainer, and is this it? Or
that's it,
okay,
exactly.
I want to try this one.
So it's really fruity. It's balanced though, and it goes well with the kind of foods we're enjoying now, heartier meals.
But you know it's Wolf Blass. You can tell.
It's got that style.
It has that Wolf Blass style to it. Very
nice.
Okay.
Super value priced Cabernet Sauvignon. It's tough to find cheap, if you will, Cabernet Sauvignon. This one here, under $12 from Chile. Chile makes really good Cab Sauv and very cost conscious Cab Sauv. So
$11.95 for this bottle. And keep in mind, if you're having the 1 bottle for every 2 people.
That's it.
It is a good one to add to the mix,
and that's a good point. So if you're having 20, 30 people over, it adds up. But if you're only having 4 or 5 people over, then you might want to splurge on a more expensive bottles.
Okay, and then if you can, just do this really, really
sure.
quickly.
So Robert, I've got some beautiful California wines here. Robert Mondavi. This one, it actually comes with the ugly sweater, which I'm also wearing the big version of. Very nice wine, again, all year round, but the holiday season, and they throw in one of these cute things.
And then you have the Behringer family, like the gift packs. There's lots of
exactly.
things. And one thing I want you to say is that you said no plastic cups.
No plastic cups.
It's like go to IKEA, get $1 glasses, but always do it in glassware.
If exactly, there are $1 or even cheaper. I got the IKEA flyer last night, and then there's very fancy glasses.